Hello. Over the last few months I've wanted to rate or categorise my layout, and I was thinking of ways of doing it. So I think for anybody who's not familiar with my layout, I'll just do a quick summary and then show you the score sheet that I've created and come up with how I classify this particular layout. So starting with size and dimensions, my layout is in the loft. It's 20 feet long and about 6 feet wide. It's got 2 levels. It's DCC and DC. There's currently 12 locomotives or trains currently staged on the layout. It's about 14 months old, and I would categorise the build as basic, and the reason why I say that is there's only a small amount of scratch building. A lot of it is just plastic and balsa wood building, such as that church in the corner over there. So I'll just give you a mini tour of the layout and then I will show you how I did this score sheet. So moving on from that town scene you've just seen, on the other side of that breeze block there you've got the other side of the town, which leads into a staging yard. There's a Deltic in DC just going by. Then as you go around the layout and you come to this side, you've got the TMD area. That TMD building was done in a scratch build video if you'd like to pick that one up. Then moving from the TMD, you've got another station along here which widens out into several sidings, and then further on at the far end you've got the viaducts. There's the viaducts. That's going to be built across, I think I mentioned in the last video. Above the viaducts you've got the DMU branch line, which comes round into a lake area, and then you go into the main station area here. All that station area has DCC locos. So next is coming some basic statistics and a little bit of maths, but it's only simple maths. So if this is the time for you to switch off the video and it's not really your bag, I quite understand. But for those of you who want to stay on, I'll show you how I came out with this score sheet and how I came about with my layout being a B grade, small to medium size basic build, basic to good build, DC/DCC layout. So as I said before, I've created 6 categories from this score sheet, and let's just drill down a bit more into the score sheet. So the first criteria I've used is the size of the layout, and as you can see I've done it in imperial, 6x6, 10x10 and so on. What I would suggest, or what I've done is, obviously nothing's going to be exact, so if you have something like a 6x7 foot layout, then just go up to the next one by the 10x10. And you can see I've awarded points against each one and also a weighting index. Category number 2 is the number of levels. So again, if it's a basic 1 level set, or if you've got lower storage areas or raised branch lines like mine is for example, then obviously you score accordingly. Third category, whether it's DC or DCC, because obviously you've got quality of locos, cost implications, again awarding points. Number 4 is the number of locos on the layout, and I think I mentioned previously mine's got 12. Number 5 is the age of the layout. Mine is between 1 and 3 years old. I think generally speaking, and I've given it more points, is the older the layout, usually you tend to get a better quality build. Not always, but generally speaking. And finally, which I've given the biggest weighting index to, is build quality. So you've got beginner level straight down to exhibition standard. Now again, this is another subjective view, and obviously you've got to score that yourself. So as I said previously, I've categorised mine as a B grade, small, medium size, basic to good build quality layout. And this is how I came up with that figure. So as regards size, mine's 20x10. So it's 20x6 I should say. So I've categorised mine as in the 10 to 15 category. The number of levels I've got is 2. It's DC and DCC, so you obviously go to the higher one. Locos on layout, as I said before, 12. The age of layout is between 1 and 3 years. And build quality, I've gone for basic level, simply because I've not scratch built all the layouts. I've got a lot of plastic, and generally speaking, it's only sort of semi ballasted, and also, again, it's your opinion how you want to grade it. So that total comes to 69 points out of the 250. And if you look over here, it's just, get the camera in focus, between a B and C grade. The top end of B, lower end of C. And if you look at that, even if it was C grade, you've got a medium size, good DIY build layout in DC and DCC. And I think that's a fair appraisal of my layout. So that's what I've come up with as a score sheet. I know it can be developed. There may be issues with the weighting index. 14% for example for number of levels. Is that more important than size, and so on and so forth, down to 42% for build quality. So there you go, that's a little score sheet that can be developed. Please let me know what you think. If you want to put comments on the website, please do. If you want to put your layout, and you don't have to put reasons, just give a category. Any sort of comments are welcome to improve and develop this idea. Thanks for watching. Bye.